Welcome and thank you for joining us. It's Monday, April 29th. You're watching News 2 on Via Channel 4 and 504. I'm Leslie Camis-Young. Topping our stories tonight, legislators heard testimony from the Office of Management and Budget Director Jennifer C. O'Neill on measures being taken to lower government expenditures. One legislator was taken aback by a proposal to lower overtime accrued by the Virgin Islands PD and hopes that other measures will be taken to manage the Virgin Islands Department. Here's the story from Shalana Brown.
Do you believe that there's waste in government?
I do believe that there's waste, yes.
Jennifer O'Neill, the director nominee of the Office of Management and Budget, informed the 33rd Legislature that measures are being taken to address waste in government.
But we have started to have those discussions, Commissioner Callwood at Finance, myself, Labor, Public Works, PNP.
With a whopping $30 million from overtime payments to officers, the Virgin Islands Police Department continues to rack up the largest accrued budget out of all the Virgin Islands government agencies.
Well, I will say, Senator, that the overtime, as we know, is a major problem.
How do we plan to manage it?
According to Ms. O'Neill's testimony, the OMB nominee holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Finance from the University of Baltimore and a Master's of Business Administration with a concentration in Finance and International Business from Townsend University of Baltimore.
Currently, the process is payroll is processed regardless. However, that is being changed. We are working with Tyler Munis, with the ERP, to put the same trigger that is there for all the other categories, to put that on personnel. Now, we will have people who will say we didn't get paid, but it will stop them the first time it happens. They will know that you can't continue. So that's how we're going to start the process of controlling it, when they realize that it cannot just be processed continuously, which is the way it's always been done.
Senator Donna Fred Gregory, who also has experience in financial management, serving as the chief financial officer for the Virgin Islands Port Authority, wasn't happy with O'Neill's answer and warned the nominee of repercussions.
See what that can create, right? I don't know that that's the right approach. Don't need any unnecessary riots here in the Virgin Islands or union issues because of those types of decisions. Internally, from a perspective of leadership from the executive branch needs to bring the stakeholders to the table so we could begin to address those issues.
Senator Kenneth Gittins served the Virgin Islands Police Department and has collected over 20 years of experience in law enforcement. He expressed that he was not happy with the Virgin Islands Police Department's enforcement of the law in correlation to the amount of monies that the department expends.
$33 million in overtime to the Virgin Islands Police Department. And I can't drive on Melvin Evans Highway and see one vehicle pulled over and a citation being issued. I have a problem.
Senator Gittins pleaded to the governor to appoint a commissioner to the police department to work closely with the OMB. Jennifer O'Neill's nomination as the director of OMB was approved by the body. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Police are also investigating a shooting incident on St. Croix that resulted in one woman being transported to the Louis Hospital. On Saturday, April 27th, units were dispatched to a home in Estate Diamond in Frederiksted after 911 received a call at around 2 in the morning of a woman being shot. According to police, the victim was asleep in her bedroom when she was shot in the face by an unknown shooter who fired multiple shots from outside her bedroom window. The victim was transported to the Wang Louis Hospital by ambulance, where she was treated for her injuries. She remains in stable condition, according to police. The incident is currently under investigation by the Criminal Investigations Bureau. Anyone with information on the shooting is urged to call the numbers on your screen. You can call 778 888-2211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS, also 911. Turning our attention to crime, a St. Croix man was arrested by police and charged with rape. On Friday, April 26th at around 12 in the morning, 911 called detectives from the Criminal Investigations Bureau's Domestic Violence Unit at the request of a patrol officer. After some preliminary investigation, according to the police report, a woman alleged that Carlos Ayola, age 52, raped and sodomized her. Not much else is known about the case from the police department. Aloyo, was arrested and charged with rape in the first degree. No bail was set per the domestic violence statute. Aloyo was remanded to the Golden Grove Detention Center pending his advice of rights hearing. Meanwhile, police are also looking into a motor vehicle accident that left one man dead. On Saturday, April 27th, approximately 9 a.m., a Ford F-150 pickup truck was traveling north on Northside Road in the vicinity of Straker Motors in Estate Glen when it collided with a motorcycle traveling south on the same road. A 39-year-old black male with dreadlocks was thrown off the motorcycle and succumbed to his injuries. According to police, the driver of the truck sustained minor injuries. The motorcycle was not registered or insured to be on the road. This is an active investigation by the Virgin Islands PD Traffic Investigations Bureau. The identification of the victim is being withheld pending next of kin notification. We may still be in the middle of carnival season, but the Bryan administration is looking towards hurricane season already. That's coming in about a month. Governor Albert Bryan Jr. recently met with VITEMA Director nominee Daryl Jashin and other agency heads. They're moving forward with preparedness planning ahead of the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season. After a strong Atlantic hurricane season in 2018, meteorologists are forecasting a slightly below average season for this hurricane season. The Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1st to November 30th, is forecasted to have 5 storms reach hurricane status, according to a team of researchers at Colorado State University. 2 of those hurricanes are forecasted to reach a major hurricane strength of Category 3 to 5, or winds of 111 miles per hour or greater. Tune in for your News 2 AccuWeather forecast later in the show. And coming up next, upcoming carnival events to put on your calendar, plus highlights from the opening of the Carnival Village when we come back. Turning our attention to our Caribbean neighbors, April 26th was Intellectual Property Rights Day, and Dominica is on board. The Nature Isle is putting out an appeal to its private sector to register intellectual property in a bid to reap the financial benefits. Julian Morris of Dominica's Channel 5 News reports.
Dominica joined the world on Friday in recognition of World Intellectual Property Day. World Intellectual Property Day is set aside to highlight the role that intellectual property rights play in encouraging innovation and creativity. The theme this year, Rich for Gold, pays tribute to the sporting world and the importance of IP in the sporting arena. Acting Registrar in the Companies and Intellectual Property Office, Athley Nesty, says international logos benefit from IP rights, and so can Dominican logos.
When you think of IP, you don't really think of sports, but IP is becoming very beneficial to the sporting economy. For example, you can see me with this Nike logo, which is registered here in Dominica. So that means that without the authorization of the owner, that right, only the original Nike can be sold, and the owner has to know. You have to be able to sell it. The imitation, they have the right to report it to the police and enforce that all the imitation be removed because they're registered here, they're protected here.
There are several ways through which the sporting world benefits from IP rights.
And you find that you have this scratch my back, I'll scratch your back economy in IP, where this is my brand and I want a reputation of my brand and I want my brand to be seen as a good product. What do? You go to one of the sports well-known sports personnel, and you ask them, hey, can you carry this brand for me? And now that sports person now gets paid for appearances or whenever they wear it, and it also brings up the value of your intellectual property.
Time for our Carnival Corner. Friday night was the official opening of the Carnival Village. Visitors and locals alike, including entire families, came out in force to support the event. Governor Bryan led the ribbon cutting of the village named Coggy's Musicalville after musical legend Michael Coggins. News 2's James Gardner has that story.
Encouraging residents to enjoy the spirit of the carnival season, officials opened Coggy's Musicville Friday night, asking that safety be at the top of the priority list.
Know that we have taken all steps necessary to ensure that you have a safe carnival season. We ask that you obey our police officers and follow the rules of the Carnival Committee to ensure your safety. Please, let us all enjoy the season. Let us all be festive. But please be responsible, especially if you're driving.
Michael Coggins, this year's honoree, has shared his talents with thousands of Virgin Islanders and visitors during his career. Performing with musical legends like Milo and the Kings for nearly 25 years, Mr. Coggins' love for the trombone saw him set a musical standard and become a cultural ambassador in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
And congratulations to all our royalties, all our honorees, and especially my very good friend, Coggy. You know, Coggy go back in the days, boy, I remember you on those boat rides. And maybe, hopefully later, he could show you how he used to do that dance every time we get on the boat ride. You see, ready to do that.
Coggy, on behalf of the Carnival Committee, we would like to give you this special plaque. And it reads Michael A. Coggins, 2019 Carnival Village Honoree, Coggy's Musicalville. Thank you for your contribution as a musical pioneer whose innovation with trombone and dance band have enriched our culture history, educated our generation, and enlightened Carnival each year. Thank you very much, Coggy, for your contribution over the years. Thank you. It's been a privilege. And enjoy your carnival. Play mass.
The governor, who helped cut the ribbon with other officials to open the village, reminisced about all the fun he had in past carnivals, knowing that this year he will have to take a backseat.
I'm one of those people who don't feel the Christmas spirit until Christmas Eve day. But tonight, I feel the carnival spirit. You know, when I contemplated running governor, the one deal breaker was, there was two. The fact that I wouldn't be able to go down the street and play mass in St. Thomas and St. Croix's Carnival. The second one was that I wouldn't be able to be the bartender on Kaleidoscope Juve Troupe.
Around the village, Boots paid homage to the musician with elaborate art, and before the end of the evening, Brian Roach and other officials accompanied the Pan in Motion Steel Band from boot to boot in another tribute. The best painted picture went to boot number 5, while boot number 9 was runner-up.
We're super excited. You know, this is the first year we actually painted a boot, so we're really excited that we actually get something, you know, second runner-up. We wanted first, you know, but, you know, hey, our win is our win.
It was unexpected. We had a tough competition this year. We always try to go out for the best, of course. You want to be the best. And we had a lot of good boots this year, you know, with the graphics and everything. So, no, it wasn't expected. It was definitely a tough competition.
For News 2, this is James Gardner.
It's the last week of April, and this is traditionally the most anticipated week of Carnival. These upcoming events explain why. Tonight, the Soca Monarch Competition Finals is underway, and if you hurry to Fort Christian, you'll be just in time for the start of the show, which is at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, April 30th, is the Senior Citizens Quail-Bait Tramp, one of my favorites, that begins at the Rothschild Francis Square at 8 p.m. and ends at the Carnival Village. Then Wednesday, one of the favorite events of Carnival is the Cultural and Food Fair. Go to Emancipation Garden, get your favorite food. That gets started at 8 a.m. Grab your saltfish, oxtails, Johnny cake, conch, maybe some guava berry wine. It's going to be all good. That goes on until the food is done, of course. This year's theme is Bathe in Waters Blue, and the village honoree is the Charlotte Amalie class of 1972. And then on Thursday, get up early, like 12 in the morning early, for Rosa Time Juve warm-up. That starts at 12:30 at Fort Christian. Then the actual Juve starts at 4 a.m. on Veterans Drive. Also, don't forget, TV2 will be bringing you all the colors and sounds of the two biggest Carnival events this year. We'll be covering the 2019 Children's Parade live on May 3rd, as well as the Adults Parade on May 4th. Tune into via Channel 4 and 504 on those dates. We will be also streaming the parade coverage live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you tune in. Just a note to our viewers, there will be no newscast on Wednesday. In place of the news, we will be airing our Carnival special, a 30-minute recap of all the Carnival event coverage throughout the month. So if you missed any of those events, make sure you don't miss our Wednesday show. There will also be no newscast on Friday as we air the Children's Parade live. Stick around, your AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, happy Monday to you. I hope you were able to enjoy your weekend and also your Monday. There's really not much going on here in the Virgin Islands. Notice to the west of us, we do have an upper level storm that's creating a lot of rain and some showers, some thunderstorms popping up across the Bahamas, but that's not going to have an impact on us. What we are going to notice is an increase of those trade winds over the next couple of days, peaking about midweek and then improving again by the weekend. So with that, we could see an extra couple of clouds, an extra brief trade wind shower popping up, and also the marine forecast. It's going to get a bit choppier out there by midweek for boaters. So tonight, 77 degrees, mainly clear, looking good. Tomorrow in St. John will be at 86 degrees. It's going to be sunny, becoming pretty breezy again with those trade winds picking up each day. St. Thomas, 86 degrees, partly sunny with a breeze. And in St. Croix, reaching 88 for the high, some sunshine, perhaps a few clouds, and you'll notice that breeze. Now, the marine forecast for tomorrow looks pretty good on the Atlantic side. We don't have any advisories in place yet. Waves around 3 to 5 feet, and the winds, they're coming out of the east 15 to 20 knots, so still kind of rough, especially for a small boat. In the Caribbean side, 3 to 5 feet, and those winds out of the east 15 to 20 knots. The next couple of days, it's going to stay pretty nice. Again, breezy through Wednesday, and then the chance of seeing a spotty shower really through Friday, but Saturday is looking pretty perfect. Mostly sunny skies. Our temperatures will be pretty consistent at 86 degrees each day, and overnights we were talking right around 76. Have a great night.
Thank you for that. When we come back, News 2 Sports with Gary Anthony.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. The NBA playoffs have reached the second round, and the hoops action gets a little hotter. Up in Milwaukee, the Bucks hosted the Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. After a close first half, the Celtics dominated the second half, outscoring the Bucks 60-40 on their way to a 112-90 victory. Kyrie Irving, a.k.a. Uncle Drew, put on a show with a game-high 26 points and 11 assists. The Celtics lead the best-of-7 series 1-0 with Game 2 Tuesday night in Milwaukee. The Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets in their Western Conference semifinal lived up to the hype. Kevin Durant dropped in a game-high 35 points as the Warriors took Game 1 104-100. And on several occasions, the Warriors benefited from the refs not blowing the whistle. Game 2 is Tuesday night in Oakland.
I'm going to really try to be a nice guy, because I really don't want to give the charity to them. I'd rather have my charity and have the money. So, the response was they just came at halftime and said they missed it. That's what they told me. So, they missed 4 of them. That's 12 foul shots. So be it. They're trying to do the best they can do. And,
From hoops to bikes, the Virgin Islands Cycling Federation hosted the 2-person time trial on St. Croix Airport Road on Sunday. 11 teams of 2 competed in races of 12, 18, or 24 miles. Stephen Swanton and Robin Celia won the 24-mile elite category. John Horahan and Tom Curry won the 18-mile expert category. And Miguel Cruz and Alex Bendacourt won the team won the 12-mile sport category. And once again, congratulations to St. Thomas's Max Wilson, seen here getting one of the 5 gold medals he won in the Junior Carafta swimming competition in Barbados last week. That's it for sports. Leslie, back to you.
Thank you for that, Gary. And that's it for our show tonight. We're live on Facebook and YouTube and on VIA Channel 4 and 504 Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Make sure you tune in for Carnival event highlights, and don't forget our live parade coverage on Friday and Saturday. Those will be broadcast live on Facebook and YouTube as well. Follow us on social media, tag us on any stories you want to see on the news, or send us a message on Messenger. You can also email us at newsdirector@tv2.vi. Thanks again for joining us. Have a happy Carnival. I'm Leslie Camisian. We'll see you next time.